a year. Where cooks at McDonald's, well, they're not making millions of dollars a year. They're both taking foods, preparing them, heating them, but one is inventing and creating. The chef is engaged, actively engaged in the invention process. We have a class in international entrepreneurship. Here we engage engineers at Penn State University with business students at Corvinus University of Economics in Budapest, Hungary. And they work on projects in third countries. And they use Polycom for regular business meetings each week. Outside of class, they're using Skype. They're using Dropbox, all sorts of cloud applications. So they're learning how to collaborate across cultures, utilizing and leveraging technology and these tools to build business propositions. They are supporting existing enterprises and NGOs. So we've had students working with an NGO in Haiti to help enterprise development on that island, especially after the earthquake, looking at utilizing resources that are easily available for the people. We had a project last semester. In fact, I had 3 engineering students at Penn State working with 3 business students in Hungary and 3 industrial engineering students at the Islamic University in Gaza. Triple teaming, working on a project to develop a strategy for the cultivation of mushrooms by women in the homes. As you know, there's a blockade on Gaza. It's terrible. The ability for people to get food, especially protein, is very limited. So we're trying to help to think about developing a strategy whereby women could cultivate mushrooms. And they came up with a remarkable plan for the cultivation of oyster mushrooms. Issued a report, and it went to the Minister of Agriculture in Gaza. Another project we did in cooperation with the University of Agriculture in Faisalabad in Pakistan for rural agricultural cooperatives to allow them to add significant value at the local level and stabilize agricultural products by extracting oil from roses. We do this here in Morocco, right? Down in Kalamaguna. It's famous. Maguna is famous for rose oil, the Vallée de Rose. Right? So they don't do this in Pakistan. It's a really great idea. 5,000 kilograms of roses can be compressed into 1 liter of rose oil, and that 1 liter of rose oil is stable for years, and I can sell it for 10,000 euros on the world market. Wow, that's an advantage, significant advantage. So I want to finish up with this slide. All of these, again, you know, I don't want to stand here and tell you what type of curriculum is the best or what you should develop, but I think that this is a quote from Chuck Vest, who's the president of the National Academy of Engineering. He said, you know, making engineering schools exciting, creative, adventurous, rigorous, demanding, and empowering is more important than specifying curricular details. And I think the safe thing to say is that if you create courses that are rigorous, empowering, adventurous, that you definitely are not making a mistake. So, and I think I've run over time, so I want to stop there and just see if there are any questions. Yes. Yeah.
You are developing separate modules related to entrepreneurs, to leadership, or maybe the other way, which is harder, needs maybe more time. It's to embed these skills in ongoing courses, classic courses in engineering, but that needs training the trainers, i.e.
Right.
Training the teachers.
So, yeah, you ask an excellent question, and we're working towards embedding it across the entire curriculum for all students, but this is very difficult. It's a cultural issue, and it's not, I don't mean the difference between Americans and Moroccans or Moroccans and Tunisians. It's the difference between engineering professors who don't get entrepreneurship and professors that do get entrepreneurship. So for you students, you've got some really great faculty here. The fact that they're here and they're attending this and that they have this interest makes them very unique individuals. And it tells me that they care about you as students. Not that the other professors don't care about you, but they have other priorities. So for us, our strategy and our tactic was to create this standalone program and begin there. But there are goals for integrating it across the curriculum. And there are other schools like SMU in the United States, in Toronto, and Rice University that have broader aspirations. The strategy is called the all, the many, and the few. So you can seek to educate the all or the many. Our programs are targeting the many, or the few, which are very elite mentoring type programs.
Well, thank you for your speech. You said that entrepreneurs look at the world through eyes different that most. They see creative opportunities. This quality can be taught or it should be innate. And if it should be taught, how to make this fruitful quality real?
Right. So it's similar to leadership, right? So this age-old question: are leaders born, or are leaders made? And the answer is yes. That was a trick answer. So yeah, some people are born leaders. Yeah, no doubt about it. But you can teach leadership. We've been doing it for centuries. And I think some people are born visionaries. They arrive on Earth looking at the world differently, clearly. But I think, like leadership, this is also something that can be obtained through training and practice and skill. It's like some people are born musicians. Some people are born athletes. Other people have to work harder at it, but they can compete. And they can become excellent musicians and athletes. It takes a little bit more work.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Just want to say something. I think what we really need in Tunisia and also in Morocco is the cooperation between different sectors, which may be very interesting for creativity and innovation. For example, in civil engineering, if we add some robotics or automation, we can get active structures or smart structures. I think this is what we really need in Morocco and in Tunisia. Researchers must work together. Yeah, and I also have another a question, which is, do we need to have a degree to be creative?
So I think the number one, I think collaborative links are remarkably powerful. And we can maybe start this afternoon during our breakout session, and we can talk about that. I think I assigned you homework last night. It has to do with interests. So we can talk about that this afternoon. And then, do you need a degree? Absolutely not. Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard, right? Steve Jobs dropped out of, I don't even know the name of the university. Does anybody know? It's a small university. Yeah, Reed University. Right, Reed College after like 1 year. I think Bill Gates was 2 years at Harvard. Yeah, you don't need a degree.
Thank you for your presentation. I see that it's a real problem to see what we should teach for our students. I think that I can resume the objective in methodology. We should teach to our students how to see their own environment, how to analyze to make a diagnostic of I see that how to evaluate their strongness and weakness, how to make a diagnostic, external diagnostic, to see the opportunity and to take it faster, and to avoid treatness. And I think that our teachers should give the best examples in every courses.
Yeah, good. And there are free online psychometrics. There are personal evaluation tools that your students can use. We need to leverage strengths. I mean, that's the important thing, is to find out what your strengths are and leverage those. And in fact, we use these online tools to look at emotional IQ, look at personality and temperament, to see some people are wired more for taking risks, others less so. And there are psychometric tools that can tell you these things about yourself. And they're free. That's the best part about them. Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, one of the things that seemed a little bit strange for me is the lag time for the engineering for engineers to start their business, about 18 years. That's right.
Yeah.
Does someone try to understand what is happening in the engineering schools? Because it seems like, if you are if we are engineers, that means that we have less chances to start our independent business, and with much more delay.
So I have two thoughts on that. Number one, that data was collected from tech entrepreneurs who were in college at the university in the 1960s, the 1970s, and 1980s. They didn't receive entrepreneurship education. So it would be interesting 50 or 60 years from now, after entrepreneurship is embedded into the engineering curriculum, to look at the lag time, to see, is it still 18 years, or maybe we've reduced it. Maybe we've closed the gap, and we've reduced it to 5. So that's number one, is that we're working with data from the past. But number two, I think there is really power to be gained from experience in the workplace. I think there's a lot to be learned from working in an existing enterprise about how business works, how you capture value. A lot of my students don't even understand that when they get paid a salary, that they must earn their employer at least that salary and then some more money. This is a very fundamental concept that sometimes is lost. The fundamental principles of enterprise. So I think it's important. I think that experience maybe will never go away, but I think perhaps we can shrink that lag time down a little bit. Yeah.
A last question from Shauki.
Thank you for your presentation. In Tunisia, we are really missing this entrepreneurship culture in our curriculum. And as far as I know, a lot of universities in United States offer online courses. So I want to know if Pennsylvania State offer online courses on internship.
Yes, so the answer is